right, so I want to welcome you all. If you're seeing this live session to my page, to my channel, officially, Otysflip is a channel, and if you've not subscribed, please do well to do so. As a food content creator, as a nurse, I find it very important to bring to light those key issues. I figured a lot of us don't understand the need to pay attention to what we actually do in our kitchen space, and I find this very live session very important. Forgive my voice, I have flu, and if you've watched my previous video, you see where I made a pepper soup. So your kitchen can double as your mini hospital. Yeah, so for us in Africa, if you have flu, prepare a very beautiful recipe, pepper soup recipe that will help chase out the flu. Yeah, it does a lot of work. So without so much delay, whilst we wait for this, if you're watching me, say hello so I can give you a thumbs up for joining the live session. Um, thank you for joining in. Thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead. Today I want to talk about your kitchen and health, and if there's anything that is really concerning when it comes to our health and how we handle our kitchen space, is the fact that we really need to understand what we are adding to our meals. I see a lot of people have patronized the seasoning company. I mean, to their best interest, they are really trying to help. But there's a part of me that wants to question why we need a lot of seasoning. I feel the seasoning was meant to up the taste of the food. Beautiful. Do we understand the implication when it comes to our health? You're cooking for somebody that has kidney issues. You're cooking for somebody that has hypertensive issues. You should pay attention to what you're adding to their meals. Let's say you have a father or a mother who is hypertensive, and they're obviously having meals that have loads of sodium in it. You want to really tap her down. The sesame oil, the soy oil, all manner of seasoning, the ones in the sachet and the ones you don't know what it's called. Trust me, the kidney cannot do much. Are we even talking about the liver? Yes, the liver also will have a reason to play out. If you're just tuning in, thank you. My name is Oti of Otysflip. My channel, that's the name. You can always subscribe. We are talking about kitchen and our health. And especially if you're a woman on this channel, if you're listening to me as a woman and you're the chief cook in your house, or you're the man, you're the chief cook in your house. Hello Samuel, thank you for joining in. I really appreciate. Okay, your dad. Oh, so sorry to hear that. Yeah, so hence the need for this video. I see a lot of times um we as family members, we don't really understand the need to pay attention to the health needs of our relations. If you're the chief cook or chef or whatever you are, taking care of people who have kidney issues, liver issues, hypertension, cardiac issues, you want to pay close attention to what they consume on a daily basis. It's important to call in a nutritionist. But on the flip side, when you are prepping a meal for this sort of people, whether they're children or adults, please pay attention to what you're adding to their meals. You can't have salt, seasoning powder, soy oil, all manner of, I don't know what they're called. I don't do that because I feel like whatever whatever becomes your lifestyle informs how your health is gonna toll the long run. So if you can taper down, there is a reason why we have every food tastes different. Every meal, let's say the veggie has a flavor, the chicken has its flavor. You have goat meat, it has its different flavor. And these things pile up for the kidneys. If you're someone that consumes more of protein meals, the amino acid and Where do you work? I'm a nurse. Yeah, I'm a nurse. Thank you for that observation. Yes, that's why we're talking about your kitchen and your health. So please, when you carry a label of any of this seasoning cube, pay attention to what is written there. Let's say your doctor has recommended that your mom or dad or whoever you're attending to needs to reduce the quantity of salt. You can't have 4 cubes of seasoning in one small quantity of meal. And the test, so my take is when you're testing your meals, right? Let's say you are cooking, if you're from Africa, we do a lot of crayfish, stockfish, catfish, all dried, prawns. These are sea products and they have a lot of salt in it. Now, if you've ever cooked with these things, you obviously know that you will reduce the quantity of seasoning, whether it's pure salt or the seasoning powder. My take is simple. Why not reduce or probably take out all those seasoning and replace it with fish powder, crayfish powder, catfish powder? They can all be blended into one. And if you have that all like in a quantity about, let's say if you have this quantity, half of this in one meal of about 500 mils of water, you see the taste of that food will come out beautiful and you will not need to add any seasoning, maybe a little quantity of salt. And from time to time, you see the blood pressure reading of whoever your relation is who is battling with raised blood pressure can be controlled. Somebody has a body mass index that is about 40 kg. What are you doing with a lot of all those sachet thing? So number one thing is to pay attention to your labels and reduce the quantity. If you have to test a meal and you can strike the test of salt or seasoning at the first bite, please, there is something wrong with that meal. There is a need to know that this is going to be a lot of salt consumed per meal. Therefore, you have to reduce the quantity of salt, whether it's seasoning powder or what you're putting. I do it this a lot. If you must cook, please brush. When you brush, what is going to happen? You're obviously going to test the food very quickly. You will test when the salt is too much. Sometimes it's when you have not had your test boards cleaned up properly. That's when you tend to, oh, I can't test salt, I can't test this. You add more. You add more. And that's not nice because you may be healthy at this point, but what happens in the years to come when it becomes a habit? So controlling your salt intake, that's important. Try to do away with all the seasoning powder. If you must do them, maybe just one, and then you know that you're not adding salt or adding your seasoning cube. That way it's reduced. Yeah. So for those who have conditions, medical conditions, you obviously need to know when to stop adding these things so that you don't compound issues or complicate issues for them. I hope it is clear. So let's replace that with crayfish, load of crayfish, load of fish powder, bunga fish powder, and then that will really help. Do we really appreciate what we have in Africa? Sorry if you're watching me from any other country. I know that yeah, you can always get this from your space. We have onion powder, and that had a lot of flavor to your meal. If let's say you want to go for a cuisine that is quite, it has to be very flavorful. Yeah, instead of doing all those flavors, you can always add that. We have garlic. You will actually appreciate that. So that's on number one. Number two, please, the plastics are meant to be a one-off. You don't get to use a plastic to microwave meals over and over again. You may not see the release of those microplastics into your food, into your meal, but trust me, they do exist. And if you're someone who is big on junks, your body does a lot of trying to metabolize, trying to detoxify, and let's say you don't even have a lot of water to drink. I'm not even talking about fruits. So when you are preparing your meals, it's okay, you can somehow store them when they're cold in plastics. But when you want to microwave, please go for your breakables, the glasswares. Not necessarily glass, because those ones, there are some of them that can't stand heat. the breakables that have been made in such a way that your body can withstand the heat from the microwave. Thirdly, we have salts from of all sorts. The ones that are fortified with iodine is quite necessary for those who have thyroid issues. You can have a client, you can have a relation that has thyroid issues and reduce iodine. Iodine helps a lot with thyroid issues. You want to be careful with the kind of salt he or she is consuming. Salt is not bad because why don't you have salt at home for cases where you have diarrhea, where the person is losing a lot of fluid and electrolytes? And we know salt has the affinity to retain fluid in your body. So when you have salt and sugar, you can prepare ORS, what we call oral rehydration. Rehydration means you've lost water, you have to replace the lost water and also the electrolytes. The electrolyte, like sodium, will help retain that water in your system. We also have potassium, we have other minerals that come with the salt. So you want to look out for the salt that has been fortified and be sure that not just pure sea salt that contains a lot of heavy metals which are not healthy, especially for those that have liver issues or kidney issues that cannot excrete it, right? I want to rest on this other one that if you're not big on gadgets, it can cost a fortune, but you can do it. You can't have a relation with heart issues and all you do is fry with oil. Yeah. So you have to look for other means. Either you stay pan fry in a way that the oil content is reduced, or you use an air fryer. Once this has been achieved, you realize that the amount of unhealthy fat consumed is not necessary. I see this last point making sense more. Please, can we make it a point of duty to wake our system up with veggies or any meal that contains the enzyme that the body can tolerate? Let's say you're waking up in the morning and you've gone to the office, the next thing you're taking is meat pie. Those are junks. They are trans fats, which are not healthy. So you can't wake your body up with something that is difficult for the body to break down, especially when it's not healthy. You want to go in with something that it's easy to metabolize. It doesn't contain trans fats and it's quite healthy. It will give you the enzymes, your veggies, your carrots, your tomato, your fruits that wakes up your body system because at night your body has worked on cleaning up the toxins. So don't infuse another toxin just like you wash a plate and the next thing you're putting dirt into it. Allow the plate to handle clean meals. That way you see that you will enjoy the meal. Your body will thank you for it. So when you wake up in the morning, the best thing to do is start with your water, open up your GIT, and ensure you use the restroom to do number two. Because if you don't do number two, that takes me to the last point. It shows you're not consuming enough fiber. Fiber could be in your veggies, your swallow, your fruits, oats, if you like oats. But you can't stay a day without having to do number two because whether we like it or not, the people who come down with colon cancer, at some point they had constipation. Constipation is not healthy because your body needs to naturally take this out of the way. So you want to consume enough fiber, whether in form of fruits, veggies, tomato, carrots, pawpaw, high fiber meals. Yeah, these are the things that will really help. And before you know it, your skin will look better. It always will tell. We can tell that your gut is healthy just by looking at your skin. Sometimes a lot of people don't go for big things, all the cosmetics that are big names, right? Because those are made of chemicals. But by the time you heal your gut, heal your tissues, your cells, you realize that this it's an evidence on your skin. Hello, are we together? Yeah, so I don't know if you have any question, not to bore you too much. And if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do. I have a lot of videos for you. If you enjoy this pattern of video, just let me know. I'm gonna throw in more lights from time to time. And I want to say thank you so much for joining in. I'm actually ready for your questions. Yes, I am. So, can I have your questions? Yeah. Yeah, so my last video, while wait for your question as you're typing, I actually talked about I prepped pepper soup. In Africa, we prepare for pepper soup for flu, and my nose is much better. My respiratory system is not because the weather alone will tell you you need that pepper soup, and the pepper soup replaces a lot of fluids and electrolyte, like I mentioned earlier. The herbs are healing, contains potassium. Oh, thank you so much for subscribing. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope you've learned something today. If you have a question, please, I'm here to answer your questions. Let me know what your questions are so that we can address it immediately. Thank you so much. And if you love this content, I mean, just put it down there. Let me know if I'll be doing this, because sometimes on Saturday I get to do show you my cooking, my meals on air, on live sessions like this. So if you want to sit down, talk like this, by all means, please do. And I want to also mention that we have people on the online space now who have taken upon themselves to do a mix of healthy options. So you go online, you see um, spices meant for jollof rice that has curry thyme, a combination of all those things, turmeric. And turmeric is good anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory. It copes a lot of issues. Garlic is added. So just go. I don't want to sit down and mention a lot of them, but if you really want to pay attention to these things, you will realize that there is obvious. We don't need to consume a lot of these things if we want to be healthy, or we are attending to people who actually have health issues. Their health is more important than we just having to test meals. And the way the body works over time, you realize that you will detest meals that are heavily. I say this to men a lot because I feel like men eat out a lot of times, and when they come back home, you don't want to come back and begin to binge on the same pattern of meals. Yeah. Back then, I remember we used to know the difference between homemade meals and store bought, restaurant bought, because the amount of flavor they will add to this meal is heavy. I now hear that even some restaurants add sugar. For someone that is diabetic, how is that person supposed to eat? Thank you, my love. Yeah, I'm Nigerian. Welcome. I hear a lot of things are being added to our meals. So you're buying a meal as a diabetic from the restaurant, and somebody is adding sugar. Let's say you've not had your medication. As a nurse, let me tell you for free what happens. At the end of the day, if that person comes down with a cut or a boil, it will escalate. You see, the tiny wound becomes very big to manage. And sometimes we question. Yes, I am. I am working in Nigeria. Thank you for the question. So you get to see a tiny wound become a bigger wound and difficult to manage. So if you obviously have a medical condition that needs you to pay attention to what you eat, please be very careful not to just eat from any restaurant, because I don't know, for some weird reason, maybe marketing skills, people want to bring on your taste buds to the point that the food become irresistible for you to eat. So you're diabetic, you're on medication, but you've had to eat jollof rice, which is made store bought, restaurant bought, and obviously the person added a lot of sugar to it. Let's say the wife is even preparing a meal at home and she's adding a lot of sugar. Oh, nice to meet you, Doc. Hi, how do I say hello to you in your language? Oh, great. Mm. Thank you so much for that. I would love to hear more from you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me put it this way. I don't know how it's done in your area. So, sugary meals for diabetic, it's a no-no, especially if this person does not have the tools to test at home. And for people that have walked into the hospital, we see a lot of these things where clients come into the facility and you're treating the person goes back to have a lot of pap with loads of sugar, or better still, get meals that have been prepped with sweetened wine. And all efforts will fail until you have this person do a proper daily blood work. That's when you understand that this person's sugar level is not controlled. So the fact remains that your kitchen is where your health starts from, whether we like it or not. And as a nurse, I can categorically tell you that it's frustrating to have a client walk into the hospital, properly managed, and he or she steps out only to come back with the same signs and symptoms. It's obvious that nothing has been done at home. Yeah, so the strategy isn't to scare you, but to make you understand that your health actually starts from your kitchen. If you have a wife who understands how Nigeria is, it's a good place to be, I must say. Yeah, jobs here in Nigeria is pretty good. We have a lot of challenges based on maybe some of them you've had on the news, but we are improving day by day. At least from time to time, we get to air our views like this so that our clients will not come back to us being worse off. Yeah, so yeah, it's good. It's good. I will obviously say maybe the remuneration it's a problem, but then we'll get there. Hello, last one. Good to have you. So we were talking about your kitchen and your health. Please, men. I know it for a lot of you watching me now. I don't have much ladies on this call. Please pay attention to what is being done in the kitchen. Ensure you're looking out for what is being done. I understand that sometimes we the women want to really please you by making sure that my partner made a food meal for me and it tasted so good. It tastes like the store bought. Hello. Please ask questions. What exactly is in that meal? I mean, if you've been diagnosed of hypertension, you want to be sure the seasonings are not overboard. Yes. And it's not, I hear a lot of stories about pharmaceutical companies producing a lot of medications just to make money. You feel that if you continue to allow certain things to happen, it's okay to manage your symptoms at home. Let us be sure that what we told you to do in the hospital is not a waste of time. Yeah, it could be frustrating, especially for those of us who take our heart out to make sure things are being done the right way. And we give you a meal plan to work with. Unfortunately, some clients will pass on, yeah, because things were not done the right way. And when you're going for a medical checkup, please ensure that you're being careful. You're being careful with your results. Don't just have a result telling you a vague statement or analysis. Get the details, the specifics. If you're pre-diabetic, let your doctor know. Of course, your doctor will tell you you're pre-diabetic and you should pay attention to certain things. And once you've been told this, please go back to your drawing board. Make the adjustments gradually. Gradually. Sometimes I decline meals outside because of diarrhea. It's not pride. That isn't pride. It's the fact that I don't want to go back binging on antibiotics and all sort of medications, right? So your gut health is what we've been hearing over and over again, but these are the details to how you can get it done. Okay, if you want to walk over here, what is procedure? I think for a doctor, you have to be registered with the Nigerian Medical Association. Yeah, once that has been sorted out, of course, by all means, you get your registrations done and get it done. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, if it did, just give me a thumbs up, let me know. Yeah, so basically, get registered. And this is to answer. I can open my own clinic if I have a job. Okay. Okay, so if you open a clinic, yeah, the market survey is there depending on the people you're employing, specialty, and your kind of line of treatment, your specialty, yeah. So your clientele also determines how much you're gonna dish out to. All right, you can hit me up later. We can talk about this later. So, um, kitchen and health. Pay attention to your spices, please. Ensure your spices are more organic. You can blend them up. Onions, garlic, parsley. There are a lot of them. Let's say you want to do local dishes. All you need is the dried catfish, prawns, crayfish, stockfish. And when you do that, store them in any affordable material you have. But please don't microwave with plastic. Thirdly, go for your veggies. Ensure you have all that it takes. So I was waiting for your questions. That's why I had to go do a rundown on what we've discussed. And if that's all from me to you, and address, okay. Um, okay. So I will. Okay. So if you've subscribed to my channel, you can just drop a comment for me on any of the videos. I will respond to you later. Yeah, I hope that helps. I can't, sorry, I can't drop my address right now. So we will talk better much later. Just hit me on any of my videos and just say hello and remind me of this conversation. We will talk. Hey, last one. Nice eyes. Thank you. Thank you. Now my mama bought me. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. So see you same time next week. And please don't forget to come back with your results. If you've not subscribed, please do so. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. And this is your contact info. Appreciated. Okay. Yeah. Okay. My contact info. Um. Like I said, just go to Otysflip. Just I wanted to drop. I don't want to drop that here on live. So just go to Otysflip. Just remind me. You can put in your name. Put in your. Let me know that you are responding in respect to what I discussed. I mean, what we discussed here. I will follow from there. Yeah. Yes. As message you. Okay. No issue. All right. So, guys, back to work. See you next week. Elahi, we will talk later. So, hit me up on any of my videos. Yeah, just drop a comment and I will, don't worry, I'll receive the prompt. Okay, so we slaps. WhatsApp. Okay, no issue. Just hit me up. I will find a way around it. Or better still, I will drop my details for you on that menu chat up. It's okay. Bye. Thank you so much. Bye. Talk to you later. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.